Fire Emblem games, dating back to the DS even, have been internally named Iron, as a reference to Fe, the symbol for the element, followed by the entry number. For example, Awakening was Iron 14, Fates was Iron 15, Echoes was Iron 16, and Three Houses was Iron 17. Iron 13 is oddly missing, but it may have existed as another game at some point, though that's not the only instance of a missing codename. One would expect Fire Emblem Engage to be codenamed Iron 18, but mysteriously, it is actually Iron 19. Fire Emblem Warriors was never treated with the Iron codename, and Three Hopes didn't have it either, but instead codename Seasons. To quote Engage's The Cutting Room Floor page, many of the files refer that the internal name for this game is Iron 19. This refers the game as the 19th main Fire Emblem game, even though it was officially released as the 18th main game. However, there is a reference to Iron 18 in data.unity 3D, possibly referring to a separate mainline Fire Emblem title in development or an older internal name for the game. So what's going on? Is there an Iron 18 for real or not? It's completely reasonable to suspect that Iron 18 was just an artifact of Engage's older internal naming conventions, but what if it wasn't? Is this possible? Well, for the sake of speculation, maybe. The only credible talk of any other Fire Emblem game being made that wasn't related to Three Hopes or Engage was the rumor of Genealogy's remake that was bundled into the Engage leak back in June. The rest of this video is mostly reporting on circumstantial evidence and nothing is confirmed, but still there is information worth looking into to at least theorycraft on what all this loose information could mean, if at all. The FE4 remake rumor baked into the actual true leak of Engage is the only thing that could legitimately connect Iron 17 and Iron 19. In the leak, it was more of a throwaway comment with nothing else besides they're working on it in tandem with Engage. There is circumstantial evidence to suggest that this could be possible, but I'll also bring up counterpoints to this too. Three Houses was originally meant to be released in 2018, but faced two delays. Engage, based on the leak, was meant to be a celebratory 30th anniversary game releasing 2 years prior. Three Houses simply was not ready by 2018, and it's reasonable to assume that the pandemic pushed back production of Engage significantly. Assuming Engage had in fact been finished for a long time, it could be possible that this remake had also been finished, or at least worked on, and was meant to be released between Three Houses and Engage, but got shoved aside because of the unexpected delays. In any case, what is true is that Engage's year of production date was July 23, 2021. This is backed up by both the Aussie Classification Board and the USK in Germany. Additionally, if one were to dump their game files and look at the metadata like the opening movie, they'll have a date of August 6, 2021, for example. But that's basically it. Is Iron 18 real? Still being worked on? Was it cancelled just like Fire Emblem for the Wii? All we know is that the codename exists because it's spotted in Engage's own data. How is it possible that Intelligent Systems worked on two separate Fire Emblem games, all while apparently having another in the works? Would Intelligent Systems not be completely spread thin when it comes to Fire Emblem games? Well, let's break down who worked on each game. Intelligent Systems, Nintendo, and a bunch of other smaller companies and teams assisted with animation and assets and the like. In the Engage leak, it was claimed that Gust, a studio belonging to Koei Tecmo, was involved, but it turns out that was false. No place in Engage's credits has the team, meaning the leak was incorrect in that claim. As a quick recap of my Three Houses development video, Intelligent Systems themselves was not the main developer behind Three Houses, it was Koei Tecmo. In fact, IS mostly had input in the game's music, art, and direction, with Toshiyuki Sakahara, longtime member and director of Three Houses, going to KT headquarters, meeting with the development team, and talking shop multiple times a month. If Engage had been finished since 2021, and Three Houses was delegated to Koei Tecmo, what was IS's team doing prior to Engage? The last game they were the main team developing was Echoes in 2017. Fire Emblem Engage is quite literally Fire Emblem Fates' engine uprooted from the 3DS, ported into Unity, and made HD. This is not a process that could be done quickly, and this is before even mentioning all the art assets that are completely new to Engage entirely, and I would wager that they delegated Three Houses to KT so they could have a Fire Emblem game game ready for the Switch, while they chipped away at a genuine next-generation Fire Emblem engine they had a more direct hand with. The leaders of Engage's development should also be household names at this point if you've seen my The Truth Behind Fire Emblem videos. The devs involved in Echoes and Fates, Masahiro Higuchi, Genki Yokota, Kenta Nakanishi, Naomi Komuro, and so on. And thus we have two teams over the span of 5 years making two separate games. KT taking their pre-existing Fire Emblem Warriors engine and developing 3 houses relatively quickly, and Intelligent Systems starting from post-Echoes, creating an entirely new engine, assets, and game with their own hands. With this context on hand, let's revisit the infamous Engage leak. Most notably here is that the leak claims the photos were taken of a final build of the game dating back to December 2021, so everything points to the game being done since that year, which is backed up by a few sources, but Gust's involvement in Engage was false. And finally, FE4 is apparently being remade, a theory which is still mostly sustained by this leak's accuracy. There's a mix of credibility and suspicion. Has IS been at work with the remake since the end of 2021? Is Gust involved in that game instead? Is this why Intelligent Systems is shotgunning out DLC for Engage at a rapid pace to create room for a remake announcement because of the delays over the years? These are the questions we now concern ourselves with. Again, even I'm taking everything with a grain of salt. This is all speculation done for personal enjoyment, but it's fun to think about nonetheless. Well, that will do it for today's video on the mysterious, or maybe completely inconsequential, Iron 18. What do you all think? Do you think Iron 18 could be real? Is it just a throwaway artifact? Let me know down below. Only time will tell. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video, as that greatly helps this video be found in recommended tabs. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet but you enjoy my scripted FE content, consider subscribing. And check out my Patreon if you want to support me there too. Thanks for watching. Deuces.